Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Hi, it's Herbert Lee again with another breakthrough video to improve your English fluency. Today we're going to share with you 3 very valuable magic keys to make you an expert in conversation. Yes, we're going to be able to show you 3 magic techniques that will help you, that will boost your confidence, that will make you into a great conversationalist. Before we get into that, let me talk a little bit about how you might have tried to learn English conversation before. I say tried because if you learn English conversation, you wouldn't be watching this video. Chances are very good you took an English conversation course at some point, and the English teacher was a very good English teacher, but he or she didn't know much about conversation or teaching conversation. Conversation is a set of skills under the classification social skills. It doesn't fall under the category reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So that's why you probably haven't learned conversation up till now. Before we begin, I also want you to think about this. Communication is a two-way street, and conversation is communication. So in other words, when you're having a conversation, remember, it's 2 parts. You need to speak, but you need to also listen. The fact of the matter is, in most conversations, we should be spending more time listening than speaking. Why do we say that? Because many people say they want to become really good at speaking in English. But if you focus on that goal and you really accomplish your goal and you become a great English speaker, people will still not want to talk to you. In fact, you'll be labeled blabbermouth because you yabber away, never stop talking. In English, we call that motor mouth. Nobody wants to speak to a motor mouth because a motor mouth talks your ears off. That's way too much for most people. So, before we begin our actual session, I wanted to share with you a little clip that I prepared a while back. And this is going to give you some ideas about how you process English, your attitude towards learning English. And this is very important before we begin our session. So just take a minute or two and watch this segment. It will have quite an impact on the way you approach learning English. So watch this. Many people learn English for years without much improvement. One of the reasons is a poor foundation. They were never shown the basics of how to learn English properly. These nuts and bolts sessions will help you with nailing the basics, valuable ideas and insights to give you an English breakthrough. I've been teaching for over 10 years. In every class that I teach, I ask students to introduce themselves. Then someone always says, "My English is poor," or "Sorry, my English is so bad." So I give them this challenge. When you wake up in the morning, please do this before you do anything else. Go to the mirror and in a loud voice say, "I feel sick. I feel very, very sick. Maybe I need to go to the hospital." Do this for 30 days. I ask if anyone would like to try. Everyone says that it is a stupid idea. If you do that to yourself for 30 days, you will certainly get sick. No one has ever said they would like to do the exercise. So then I ask, so how long have you been saying, "My English is poor," or "Sorry, my English is so bad"? 5 years? 10 years? Longer? If you have been saying this to yourself for a long time, it is impossible. Yes, it is impossible for your English to ever get better. So do this for 30 days. When you wake up in the morning, please do this before you do anything else. Go to the mirror and in a loud voice say, "My English is getting better and better. My English is getting better and better. My English is getting better and better." And never, ever say, "My English is poor," or "Sorry, my English is so bad." When people ask you if you speak English, say, "A little." You can do better, and your English will get better. Get ready for your English breakthrough. This is Herbert Lee, waiting for your improvement and our next session together, and hoping that you will have your English breakthrough soon. In our next section, we're going to talk about how to make a first impression. A good first impression is very important when you want to make a good conversation. Not just good, excellent. So we're going to share with you a technique that will help you impress other people when you want to make a first impression. We call this technique press. Just watch this segment and you'll see what we mean. Your first impressions are very, very important. There's been a lot of statistical work, a lot of research done in this area. They found that in conversation, the first impression you make on a new acquaintance, 20% is what you say. 20% is what you say. So don't worry about your vocabulary. Your words are not that important. 30% is based on the sound of your voice, the tonality. And 50%, listen to this, 50% is your body language, your expressions, and how you move. 50% is not your words and what you say. So, to learn how to make a good first impression, we're going to teach you how to press. P-R-E-S-S. Press. P. Posture straight. Straighten your posture and you will feel much more energetic and confident. Good posture produces confidence. It automatically makes a person sound more confident. Straighten your posture. That's the P. Relaxed body. Now as you move, have the good posture, but be relaxed, not stiff. Take a deep breath. Let your arms swing at your sides. Have a relaxed look. It's a little bit hard to explain, but if you practice, you will master this ability. A couple of deep breaths can really help you feel more relaxed. Eye contact. Proper eye contact conveys confidence and acceptance of the other person. A lack of eye contact tends to show distrust and a lack of interest. Now, you don't stare at the other person and make them feel nervous, but you once in a while glance at them to show interest in what they're saying. The eye is the mirror of the soul. Smiling. A smile is very powerful. Studies have shown that smiling can put you in a good mood. Not only that, it makes your conversational contact feel at ease as well. People with a smile are very easy to approach, and people look forward to having conversations with them. Just simply smiling will make a person feel and look warm and friendly, and you will sound friendly, and you will put others in the mood for a good conversation. Speak clearly. If you want to be understood, you must speak clearly. A shy or weak voice will hinder that impression. You want your voice filled with energy and vitality. It must be warm and friendly. When speaking, lean forward slightly. Put some energy into your voice. Be enthusiastic. Pause and pace your words. Doing this will allow people to understand you. P-R-E-S-S can help you make a good first impression. So now that you know how to make a good first impression, it's very important that we get to the actual meat of the matter. The reason you're watching this video, you want to learn the 3 magic keys. I want to emphasize that. You want to learn them. You want to master them. The way you learn and master them is not just to watch the video and say, hey, I like the video very much, and you put a like on my page. I don't care about that. I care that you actually learn and master. How do you learn and master? By doing it. Don't just listen to the 3 tips, the 3 magic keys that I give you. Actually practice them. That's how you'll get good at it and master the 3 techniques. So here are the 3 magic keys. In business, we have the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule simply says that 80% of the staff are doing 20% of the work. 20% of the staff is doing 80% of the work. It's not a very good statistic if you're the owner of a business, but it's a fact of life. In conversation, we say that 80% of the people are waiting and 20% are going to do something. What do we mean by that? How does that apply to conversation? Well, I want you to think about a cocktail hour. For example, you're going to a cocktail hour. That's going to last 1 hour. 80% of the people in that room are just waiting for someone to come up to them and say, hello, my name is. For the 20% who are going to do something, 80% of the people are waiting for the 20% to do something. Join that elite 20% and you are ahead of the game. Become one of those special 20%. You'll be 1 in 5 people who are willing to go up to people, ask their name, start a conversation, and make lots of new friends. Because 80% of the people don't want or can't or don't know how to do it. You can be part of that 20% that become excellent conversationalists that people will want to speak to because you're ahead of the game. Here are the 3 magic keys you've been waiting for. Here are the 3 things you must do. These are not things you can do or should do. These are things that you must do the next time you want to start a conversation. 3 activities that you can do to become a great conversationalist. 3 simple games. First game, the 30-second game. When you go somewhere unfamiliar, here's what you do. Just do this. Give yourself 30 seconds to go up to someone and start a conversation. 30 seconds. Don't think about it. Just do it. If you give yourself too much time to think, you're not going to do it. So give yourself 30 seconds. As soon as you get in the room, 30 seconds to walk up to someone and say, hi, my name is, and what's yours? Just get started and you will get going. The new you game. Become the conversationalist you would like to be. Imagine a new you. Find opportunities to try new approaches to become the conversationalist you want to become. When you're on an airplane, you're speaking to a total stranger. You're never going to see that person again. So here's your chance to practice conversation skills. Learn about the person. Learn about where they've been. You've got 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 hours to talk to the person. Practice your skills. When you're out of town, you're a tourist, you're somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Find someone to talk to. You're never going to see that person again. So it's no risk, low risk. You don't care if you make a fool of yourself. Just try some new approaches. Forget the old labels that you gave yourself. I'm too shy. I don't know what to say. I'm naturally quiet. Become the conversationalist you would like to be. Imagine a new you. And finally, game number 3, which I call the TNT technique. Try, no, try again. Try, no, try again. TNT, dynamite. It's the dynamite technique. You never take no for an answer. The 3 no game is the last game. You get 3 chances in every conversation. Only after 3 chances and 3 no's to make a conversation go somewhere, can you leave and go to speak to someone else? Hi, how are you doing? Fine. That's a no. No conversation. They gave you a one-word answer. Which department do you work in? I'm in the HR department. Conversation doesn't seem to be going anywhere. That's a second no. How long have you been working in the HR? Well, I've been working in the HR for over 5 years and I like my job. And he continues talking on and on. Now you've got a guess. 2 no's and 1 yes. But if you had stopped at the second no and left to go to speak to someone else, that conversation would have never had a chance to go anywhere. So always follow the 3 no rule. So these are the 3 practical practices. 1, the 30-second game. When you're in somewhere unfamiliar, go in and within 30 seconds you need to speak to someone. The new you game. Practice new techniques. Become the person you want to become. Don't use your imagination and think only of the person that you are right now. Imagine the person that you want to be and become that person. And third, TNT, dynamite, the 3 no game. Don't take no for an answer until you hear 3 no's in the conversation. Then you can go ahead and find someone new to talk to. 3 practical practices that you can practice and use. And that's the key to success in becoming a great conversationalist. Practice. Use these 3 games and you can do it. So now you know the 3 magic keys. You're all ready to knock them dead because you know you have to approach your conversational partner within 30 seconds. And you know how to do that now. You know that you're going to create a new self for yourself, a new identity, a powerful conversational person. That's you. And finally, you learn how to use the TNT, the dynamite, try, no, try again approach. And you will not accept no until you hear 3 no's, and then you can walk away. So now you're all ready to approach people, and already you know how to make a first impression that will be a lasting and good impression. So the question now is, what do you say when you meet someone after you've introduced yourself? Here's what you need to do. We're going to share with you a magic formula that you can use in every conversational situation. A formula that will help you so that you know what to say every time. And it will show you a technique that you can use every day for the rest of your life. So watch this. This is the magic formula for conversation. Okay, now you're ready to walk into any unfamiliar surrounding, any unfamiliar social setting, and you're ready to go get them. You're ready to take that 30-second game, go in, and within 30 seconds you're going to walk up to someone and you're going to start talking to them. You're starting a conversation. The question now is, what do you say? Well, I don't want you to memorize dialogues. You probably tried to do that before. Instead, I want to share with you a formula for conversation. We use formulas every day. Math formulas so that we can calculate easily. Grammar formulas so that we can put sentences together correctly. Science formulas so we can calculate things. Many, many formulas. Now I'm going to share with you a formula for conversation. It's a very simple formula. F-O-R-M. Form, family, occupation, recreation, message. F-O-R-M. Those 4 words are the magic words, the magic formula you need to have a conversation with anybody. Begin with family. Start with simple questions like, did you grow up in your city? How many children do you have? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Next, go to occupation. Occupation is work related. What do you do for a living? How long have you done that for? How did you get in that line of work? What changes have you seen in your industry in the past 10 years? R is recreation. What does the person do for a hobby or sport, something they do in their spare time? What do you do in your free time? Do you have any hobby or sport? Do you like traveling? Are you the only one in your family who does that? And finally, you get to M, which is message. And this is the purpose of why you're at that particular event. So, is your industry hiring at this time? Don't say, so is your company hiring at this time? Your industry is hiring at this time. You're not looking for a job. Even if you're looking for a job, you still say, so is your industry hiring at this time? I'd like to talk more. So can we have lunch together next week? Nice meeting you. Hope we can chat again soon. So all of these are questions you can use slowly. Begin with F, go to O, go to R, go to M. And then you don't have anything not to say. You can just keep going very smoothly, very easily, going from one subject to another. And you know exactly where you're going. F, O, R, M. Family, occupation, recreation, message. But here's a final tip. Don't question machine gun style. So, do you live here? How long have you lived here? What's your occupation? Oh, how long have you done that for? Do you think that's an interesting line of work? What do you do in your spare time? No, don't do that. Machine gun style makes you sound like a detective at a police station. You don't want to sound like a detective at a police station, drilling people and grilling people, asking them for their deepest, darkest secrets or their confession. No, you want to start a conversation. Wait for an answer. Listen. And then ask another question based on the answer. So what do you do for work? Oh, I work for a casino. I see. What area do you work in the casino? I'm in the HR. Oh, I see. HR, what area of HR are you working in? You see what we mean? Ask a question, wait for the answer, ask another question. If you really want to become great at conversation, do just one more thing. Ask questions 5 levels deep. Ask a question and then listen to the answer. And then ask another question based on that answer 5 levels deep. So you don't just ask question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. I start with F, go to O, I go to R, I go to M. Bang, 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 bang. No. Start with F1. Family 1. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. 5 levels deep. And you will become a deep conversationalist. People will want to talk to you because it looks like you are interested in what the other person is saying. And people like people who are interested in what they're saying. Last bit of advice, and this is very important. Don't use people as conversational dummies. Yeah, you heard me right. Don't use people as conversational dummies. Don't look in the room and say, hey, here's someone I think I can practice my English with, and go over and go blah, 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 blah. Probably you'll turn people off. People don't like that. People know when you're just using them as a conversational dummy. Instead, be really interested in what they are saying, and you can make friends for life. Becoming great at conversation will open many doors for you personally and professionally. So get going and practice everything you've learned today. Okay, so now you have all the tools that you need. You know how to make a good first impression. You know the 3 magic keys to conversation and introducing yourself. And now you have the magic formula for carrying on a conversation. You should be able to do really well if you practice these techniques on a regular basis. Daily is the best. Try to find someone to talk to in a natural way, not in an obtrusive way, or a way that gets in the way of other people, but in a sincere and genuine way that you really want to meet people, you want to know people, you really want to make some friends, not just have someone to talk to. If you follow the 3 magic keys in this video, you're going to be an outstanding conversationalist in no time at all. It's very easy. Just do it. This is Herbert Lee, wishing you a great day. Hope you have an English breakthrough, and see you again very, very soon.